Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. Bitcoin's bull run has just begun, or rather it's beginning. This coming from T Analyst here on Twitter. And I know we saw that first pump, got really excited during 2023. We've been hearing other narratives too from guys like the blockchain backer, who I respect immensely. And so why is everybody feeling so bearish? Why is sentiment down at 61? Of course, guys, because the market is not pumping like it has been over the last couple of months. We are seeing now 24-hour percentage gains and losses for most of the crypto sector in the red. We can see Bitcoin is down 0.37%, Ethereum's down 0.86%. We've got XRP down 1.28%. We've got other cryptocurrencies like Solana, a very good performer over the last couple of months, down 3.09%. And, the sea of red just kind of continues here down the list. Crypto market too is down a little bit, $1.67 trillion. That's down 1.06%. And activity too is down as well, 5.5%. So, when we hear this narrative, when we hear guys like the blockchain backer say, well, I'm bearish now, I think Bitcoin is going to go further down. Right now, Bitcoin's trading at 42,400 per coin. What he means, guys, is in the short term, we're going to see a correction of, anywhere between 15 to 30%. I mean, we don't really know how much this is going to go down, but I would expect over the next few months, we do see this retracement based on that 0.618 Fibonacci that we've seen time and time again during these bear cycles, right? We get the enthusiasm. Everybody who's getting into the space is getting very excited, guys. I plotted a Fibonacci on the 2018 down market and then that 2019 uptrend before we saw the peak in 2021. And right here, like clockwork, up to the 0.618 before it did retrace all the way back to the 0.236. And I kind of don't like to talk about this too much because this was a black swan event during the beer flu lockdown. So, even if this didn't happen and we stayed here, that is still a drawdown of about 49%, 49%. So that is a huge retracement from the gains that we saw for Bitcoin back in 2019. And so when we look at this, when we look at these chart patterns, when we look at these formations, when we do see, something like this where we did see Bitcoin really kind of rally up significantly, and then this last push to the top, followed by an extreme downturn here, and now we're not really seeing any kind of new push to the upside. I think those higher highs are done. I think you can see a similar pattern, that push to the upside, then a lot of downward pressure, and then we stop making higher highs. I mean, we might see some kind of fake out to the upside, but ultimately we did move down further before that next leg up. And again, guys, remember, this might take some time. So this retracement took 63 days, okay, from the top, 63 days. That is over 2 months. So we could be seeing, a bit of a retrace for anywhere between 2 to 3 months. I mean, I don't know exactly. Timing the market is a fool's errand, but we can get a rough sense of maybe where it could be. And down here, you can see March 2024. That would be right before the halving. So I don't know, somewhere in here, I don't know. I don't want to give you guys a time frame. What I am going to be doing, though, is keeping my thumb on the pulse of the market. And for my Patreon subscribers, I'm going to be letting you guys know when I'm going to be deploying capital into the market. I'm going to try to get an update out for you guys today. I am now settled at my destination. So for only $5 a month, you can join me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. There you will see what I'm trading. You can see the $10,000 plus portfolio. I'm going to be talking about my legacy crypto picks, all my target exit points, and I've kept it relatively affordable so that you guys can follow me throughout. This is going to be a long-term journey, and we're still only on the first leg of this. So Bitcoin down a little bit, not too much in terms of movement. We're seeing XRP still holding up this Nike swoosh pattern, even though the market has been going down. We're actually seeing an XRP price today at about 56.2. So XRP just kind of hovering there, remaining here on the trend line of this Nike swoosh pattern, an anticipated buildup before a huge pop off top. So it's interesting to note that in 2023, the crypto market experienced a surge in trading volume, reaching a staggering $36.6 trillion. This marked a significant increase of 53.1% from the third quarter to the fourth quarter, and that was probably because we did see a lot of Bitcoin price action at that particular moment. And that, in fact, did bring the rest of the altcoin market up. One in particular, which I am holding in my legacy portfolio here, is Solana. Purchased that at the end of 2022. It has been doing fairly well, but as you guys can see, that happened at the end, pretty much at the end of the quarter four, October through to December. So some huge moves, and I'm sure you guys have been noticing that in your altcoin portfolio as well. So this is the annual industry report 2023 released by CoinGecko. They provide a comprehensive overview of the crypto market, highlighting key statistics and trends that shape the industry throughout the year with a focus on trading volume. The report reveals that the crypto market saw remarkable growth in 2023. And I mean, that just goes without saying. If we bring up the total market cap here, you guys can see 2023 has been very, very prosperous for crypto holders. From down here, the end of 2022, right to, let's call it 2023 right here, 125% increase in the crypto market over that period of time. Notably, this Q4 increase represented the year's first quarter-on-quarter growth. It was attributed to the growing bullish sentiment in the crypto market, fueled by anticipation of the SEC's approval of the Bitcoin ETFs. So that was the catalyst event. And, here they talk about the aftermath of FTX's collapse. Of course, the narrative was so negative at that point in time. That's when, hopefully a lot of us were purchasing our crypto positions. I know that's when I was purchasing my cryptocurrencies. By the way, some of those cryptos have retraced, and they're actually, some of them are. Some of them have already taken off, but some of them are actually at better buy-in points than when I originally bought in the spring. But anyway, this is why it's a good idea to diversify. You can see here throughout 2023, centralized exchanges continue to dominate the cryptocurrency trading landscape, outperforming decentralized exchanges or DEXs. The report highlighted some more information down here, and I will link this in the description of the video if you guys are interested in reading further. So I wanted to thank Michael for posting that, guys. We also got this. I happened to see this on TV yesterday. Donald Trump in New Hampshire. I didn't know where else to put this in the video, so I thought I'd just bring it to you. He says no to CBDCs, central bank digital currencies. Watch this.
Tonight, I'm also making another promise to protect Americans from government tyranny. As your president, I will never allow the creation of a central bank digital currency. You know about that? I didn't know you know so much. I'm very, well, New Hampshire, very smart people. Very current. You know what they're doing. Such a currency would give a federal government, our federal government, the absolute control over your money. They could take your money, you wouldn't even know it was gone. This would be a dangerous threat to freedom, and I will stop it from coming.
A threat to freedom, Donald Trump here saying, as your president, I will put a stop to central bank digital currencies in the United States. Well, I think that is a good first step. Slowly but surely, the crypto landscape is clearing up, guys. I happen to see this too from Michael Branch. Judge Fela remains unsatisfied with the SEC's statements and demands a clearer definition of securities. If you guys have been following the Coinbase lawsuit, there was a big hearing yesterday. The legal brawl between the SEC and crypto exchanges took a new turn in a recent hearing where Judge Catherine Polk-Fela cross-examined the regulator. The judge remains unsatisfied with the SEC's statement against Coinbase. The XRP advocate, Bill Morgan, believes this is a sign that cryptocurrencies will eventually be acknowledged as non-securities in the United States. So Bill did post this here. One thing is clear. It is now common ground that tokens themselves are not securities. After the SEC versus Ripple summary judgment, it was said that Judge Torres, finding that XRP itself is not a security, is only obiter, but it now seems it has already had a far-reaching effect, including on the SEC's position. The crypto world owes a debt to the efforts of Ripple, the legal team, and John Deaton, of course, for their efforts in the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit. So this is what Bill Morgan was saying during the hearing. Judge Fela demanded that the SEC provide clearer definitions and terms, including securities and staking. So this judge sounds like she is on top of it. Eleanor Turret also brought up a comment on Twitter yesterday. The SEC summation of its argument broadly is that Coinbase is making up a new version of the Howey test and that there can be no deviating from Howey as it was originally written. The SEC lawyer said the Congress of 1934 would be surprised that today there would be such an easy workaround to the carefully constructed regulatory structure they created in 1934 with regards to the market. And so Coinbase did contend that the SEC has failed to prove that the 12 issuers of the token in question made any statements or actions that could be interpreted as engaging or contractual obligation with Coinbase customers, and that the SEC is engaging in regulatory overreach by stretching the Howey test to fit its circumstances. So from every which way, it's sounding as though, the SEC are really getting a beating now, and, they're being taken less seriously, I think, with every court case that comes about. Of course, thanks to the Ripple lawsuit. Stuart Alderati congratulating Paul Grewal. Big props to Paul Grewal and the entire Coinbase legal team for continuing to fight the good fight against a broken regulator. Paul Grual, which is in-house counsel for Coinbase, he said, today we made arguments in our motion to bounce the SEC suit against Coinbase. After hours and hours, this much remains clear. The SEC continues to claim broad authority over all investments while offering no limiting principle to its definition of investment contracts. The SEC cannot unilaterally expand and redefine its own regulatory ambit. This should be left up to Congress and the ongoing legislative discussions about regulatory frameworks that are currently taking place. Coinbase does not offer securities. We are confident in our legal argument and look forward to a decision that will bring much needed clarity to the industry. Of course, Coinbase was one of those original cryptocurrency exchanges in the US that did list XRP, then did delist XRP as soon as Ripple came under the microscope of the SEC way back in December of 2020. And now they have relisted XRP. They are confused. I mean, the legal definition, according to the SEC, is very confusing. Regulation by enforcement is what all these proponents are saying, like Brad Garlinghouse. So, it's really not a good sign for the SEC, I don't think, at this point in time. He finalizes this by saying, we appreciate the opportunity to present our case, and we thank the court for its careful consideration. So congratulations to Coinbase, even Jeremy Hogan coming out saying, Judge Fela, and he's paraphrasing here, the SEC security test would lead to a class action lawsuit against the seller of Beanie Babies. The SEC then tries to distinguish Beanie Babies and for the most part fails because the truth is that for the SEC, a Beanie Baby is a security. The logic is confusing, isn't it? Jaffrey down here saying, looks like Coinbase is very near to a victory. I guess he means to a victory in this case. I feel bad for the SEC. Jeremy Hogan saying, I have a feeling she'll have some tough questions for Coinbase as well. So who knows? I mean, this is still just beginning. Even Jake Chervinsky came out, gave his 2 cents on the Coinbase hearing. Today's Coinbase hearing revealed a key flaw in the SEC's legal theory. It turns nearly every asset on the planet into a security. So this is the whole thing when you're, navigating this blind with no idea about what the technology is. You're just looking at the cryptocurrency and really kind of just being laser focused on equating it to what a security is. This is where you can get yourself into trouble because they're two very, very different things. That can't be true, he says. The SEC was created to regulate markets for financial instruments, not digital goods or the technologies empowering them. Judge Fela seems to get the flaw quite well. So luckily for us, not just crypto holders, American citizens in particular, Judge Fela has a pretty good grasp, I would say, perhaps even better maybe than Judge Annalisa Torres. So it sounds as though she really knows her stuff and that is going to benefit us down the road. He says she's right. The SEC's theory would give it authority over sneakers, trading cards, watches, basically anything with a market price. The SEC has clearly gone way off mission in its attempt to regulate crypto. That's a crypto policy failure as much as a legal one, made worse by the SEC calling crypto a rounding error today. If so, the SEC's disproportionate focus on attacking this industry is unjustifiable. Judge Fela noted other problems with the SEC's case too. Its poor understanding of the technology, calling out Fund DeFi's amicus brief for explaining it better. Its attempt to usurp the role of Congress, which is really not a good idea, calling out Senator Lummis. Senator Lummis's amicus brief saying this is our job. And then down here, this doesn't mean Coinbase will necessarily win its motion for judgment on the pleadings, but it does display the true emptiness of policymakers' claims that the law is clear and the industry just doesn't want to comply. It's a fight, but we have the high ground, which again, guys, is a good sign. Cryptocurrency regulation looking like it is going to be shaping up in 2024. I know we were hoping it would, we would see some crypto regs in 2023, but, that has not discouraged crypto traders from trading in 2023. Again, guys, the market did go up, and this is the total market, just an average here. The market did go up by 125% on average in 2023. So 2024 going to bring us some more exciting news, hopefully, which will bring cryptocurrency prices even higher. So I wanted to thank Jake Chervinsky, of course, Jeremy Hogan, Paul Grual, Stuart Alderati, everybody involved here, Bill Morgan, and Eleanor Turret, just for posting those posts because, this is very important for the crypto trading landscape in the United States. Of course, we also have Davos and the real world utility. The players involved over there, guys, Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse, Circle's Jeremy Allaire, okay? Remember in yesterday's video when I was talking about stablecoins, I will link that up here. If you're interested, we got to look at who these players are because we know Davos is the big, the big game for the big players who want to play hard. So Coinbase is involved too. We also have Hedera and Lehman Baird. and Stellar's Danelle Dixon. Now, some interesting picks here. I think it's pretty clear who the winners are going to be in this space. XRP Crypto Wealth also bringing this to our attention. CEO Brad Garlinghouse and Hedera co-founder Lehman Baird have now been discussing potential collaborations in the crypto space. I don't know if you guys saw this clip, but they have been discussing collaborations. Utopian Lab founder Max Walker Williams recently conducted an insightful interview with these two key leaders from Ripple and Hedera, and here's a photo of them. I believe I have it up here, courtesy of Nick, Crypto Crusader 2. Love to see this collaboration becoming a focus in the space. Think about it, guys. Hedera, Algorand, and Ripple working together. I can't wait to see what this space looks like in time. Collaboration is the key. Maximalism is just ridiculous. So this article goes on to say Brad Garlinghouse and Dr. Lehman Baird, co-founder of Hedera, joined forces to discuss the future of the industry. This meeting represents a significant development for the crypto space since it indicates the possibility of increased collaboration and unity in the burgeoning sector. So they were engaged in some informal talks in Davos. During the interview, Walker Williams brought together these two influential figures to talk about the potential for increased collaboration within the industry. Garlinghouse, representing Ripple, stressed the importance of such partnerships, stating, "We're going to make sure that we start talking about whether we can collaborate as well." Prior to that, Baird said that he really enjoyed having conversations about tokenization on the X platform. And so, guys, here's the clip, also courtesy of Chad Steingraber here, XRP, HBAR, and ALGO. All three tokens, by the way, in my legacy portfolio, and tokens that still are at a pretty attractive price point. Anyway, listen to this.
This is another place where tribalism is not helpful to us.
Right.
And so if we can work together, Algorand just mentioned that they're going to work on this, we're going to work on this,
and we're going to make sure we start to talk about whether we can collaborate as well, so it's good.
Oh wow,
yeah,
fantastic.
possibly.
That's
and we're going to talk about how we can collaborate with the things you were talking about for scam identification and dealing with it. I think that we can work together in a lot of ways as an industry.
Boom goes the dynamite. Alex Yeet, XRP down here, saying he is bullish on all three tokens. And as I was saying, myself as well, the HBAR token has been, one of my best performers just because of when I purchased it. Way back here, as you guys can see, I cost averaged in at 0.042. It has gone up a little bit, but not nearly as much as some of those other cryptocurrencies. Algorand, on the other hand, has been beaten down quite a bit since it did get nailed by the SEC, but this is another project that I'm very, very excited about. So what could this collaboration mean? Guys, we got to remember this, okay? HBAR and Algorand did recently, as of just about a week ago, I just recently talked about this, launch the DREC Alliance, so a partnership between Hedera and Algorand ecosystems. The blockchain world has taken a step forward in recovering your cryptocurrencies. This collaboration took place between the two ecosystems. The goal of this collaboration, which was unveiled at the CFC St. Moritz conference in Switzerland, is to modernize the process of recovering digital assets by making it simpler and more safe for all parties involved. So there was already that connection there. Also, remember back to, I believe this was 2023, the Decoding CBDC Guide, a practical guide to a central bank digital currency design and implementation. This was research here, and some of the partners included Ripple, Hedera, and Prosperous, okay? So a fairly lengthy report here that I will link in the description of the video. But you guys can see these two companies, Ripple and Hedera, have already committed to working together on blockchain technology. You can also see down here, Algorand is connected to this as well, along with Ripple partners AWS, the Corda platform, which can settle in multiple different cryptocurrencies. We've also got Stellar down here, Hedera, and Ripple. So interesting to note that we also got Hedera Hashgraph listed here along with Ripple too. So these are the types of infrastructures that they are looking to use for this CBDC platform. Another interesting connection that I got to say, I don't think this is the first time they've had discussions. I do think this potential business collaboration is looking very, very promising if something does materialize. And guys, the prices of the utility coins during this bull run, let's say we do see, we are going to see more liquidity in this market. I just have a feeling that the liquidity that's going to build over time is going to coincide. It's got to also coincide with the regulations in the US, but could coincide with the first sparks of real-world utility, whether it's Hedera, HBAR, whether it's XLM, XRP, ALGO, or a handful of others. This could be the beginning of the real-world utility price appreciation. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.